What's up? Today we've got part 3 of a game of Arcs that I played on HRF asynchronously quite recently. This is chapter 2, basically going back and reviewing my play specifically, seeing if there are any learnings, strategies, things that we can pick up and learn from. Let's get straight into this. So let's start once again by looking at our 6 cards that have been dealt to us here, because of course that's going to determine what we can and can't do for this round. So looking at what we've got here, 3 construction cards, a lot of construction, 1 administration card and 2 aggression cards with no mobilization. Straight off the bat, looking at this hand of cards, I'm thinking we're going to be doing a lot of building, a little bit of attacking. We have a 4, so we can declare Warlord, which is what we want to be doing as the rebel. So we're probably going to want to be leading that 4, making sure we can get some points this round. A couple of high cards in there, which is nice. So we're hoping we're not going to have to seize this round, or seize the initiative by throwing a card away. Hopefully a construction or an aggression will get led early and we can seize using the 7 and then be able to lead the 4. I think that's sort of the plan here for this round. And I think that kind of works for our current setup. Last round we did a little bit of attacking. I think we did quite well. Looking at the point spread here, we're leading with 6 points. The only other player with points is white on 2. There's a fair bit of outrage. The outrage spreads card was used to full effect. In the last game we lost the ability to use material. I've since outraged the relic, and we did a fair bit of attacking last round, so we have lost a little bit. And looking at our setup, we really don't have a lot of material out there, particularly in the way of buildings. So we're probably going to want to get some cities, some starports out there, get a few more ships out there. It's quite concerning, the amount of white ships that are currently sitting in gate 2, and seeing White's play from the last round where he pretty much annihilated everyone that was in sector 2. I think we want to maybe get a bit of a guard up there, because that fleet can very much come and do a lot more damage to our ships, and we really don't want to be going into chapter 3 with not much on the board. We want to make sure that we're going in strong to chapter 3, because I think if we're wanting to rush this game, if we're wanting to finish it in chapter 3, or at the very least have a good point lead at the end of chapter 3, I think this round we really want to make sure that we're setting ourselves up well, maybe at the cost a little bit of points. Obviously if we can declare that Warlord with the 4, then that's going to be great. Not too worried about declaring on a construction card as well. Yes, we are inviting other players to have a lot of construction pips, but we're going to be getting 3 of our own anyway. So yeah, I think that's sort of the strategy here. So let's kick into it. I believe, yes, the white player has the lead here. And let's see what they lead with. So they are going with the construction 2. So straight off the bat we can see that we're going to be able to use our 7, which is very nice. Let's see what this player is going to do. Okay, so they're going to declare Tycoon. Interesting. I'm not sure why they would want to do that. They don't have cities on any material or fuel slots. I guess with the noble in the game, like there is a bit of strategy around making sure that declarations get out there. Every time we declare, it's one less time that the noble can declare. Yeah, okay. I mean, I guess it's the thinking might just be it's a 2, it's already low. Let's just get a declaration out there because Tycoon isn't sort of super offensive and no one's doing particularly well in it, which is cool. So they have declared that they're going to build a city in Hex 2, a ship in Hex 2, a ship in Arrow 5, oh yeah, so in Sector 5, and they're going to repair one of their ships. Cool. Alright, over to us. We're obviously going to be playing our 7 and seizing the initiative, which is pretty nice. Now, what do we do here? It looks like we're just going to build a ship. I guess the options here are, do we want to get buildings out or do we want to get ships out? We've only got one build pip. When you've only got one build pip like this, it's kind of better to lean towards just building a ship. The reason for that is there's a bit of a bottleneck when it comes to building ships in that you can only build one ship per starport per turn. And so if we had, say, the 1 of construction here and we didn't have any ships on sites where we could build, that 1 immediately becomes pretty useless to us because we can only build one ship and we can't do anything else with the other 3 pips. And so we know that if we just use our 1 pip to build a ship now, because we only have one starport out there, it means if we do another build next round, which we probably will be, we can then build a ship and a second ship and buildings as well. I guess that's a roundabout way of saying the 1 ship per turn per starport is a real factor when it comes to using your construction. It's the kind of thing in ARCs where you can't just dump out a whole lot of ships. You can't play a construction 2 and expect to get 4 ships out there. I think whenever you're playing a construction card, you want to make sure that you're just constantly drip feeding out ships. So if I have a construction 2 that I'm able to use all the pips on, I'm almost never wanting to put, 4 cities down or 3 cities in a starport or 2 starports and 2 cities down, because that feels like a waste of the action economy of being able to build a ship. And that is one of the most crucial things, is having ships down on the board. And the fact that you can only do it once per turn per starport means you really want to just, when you can, build a ship if you have a starport. Hopefully that kind of makes sense. That's sort of my thinking around that. So I like this play. I think we do need to get more ships out as well, obviously, as this is, we're going to call this our recuperation chapter. We're just going to try and build up our settlement here. Red's going to surpass with a construction 3. They're going to do a big move using their fuel. Moving from gate 4 to gate 5. So they're catapulting out of gate 4 crescent. And they're going to shoot over into the psionic planet in sector 5. And then they're going to build a ship in gate 4. I see, they've got tool priests. Okay, cool. Oh, nice. Very nice. So tool priests allows you to build one ship at any city you control, even rival cities. So that's a really, really nice. It's actually a really good way to offset what I was just talking about, where now you have the ability to build on a city as well, and get more ships out with one chunk. So that's really nice. So yeah, here you see they can build 2 ships, even though they've only got 1 starport, which is super cool. They're also going to build a city in Hex 5 on the Psionic. So really nice turn there from Red. And obviously they've got control over that yellow starport, that yellow gate city as well. So option to get some captives there too. Very nice. And I guess it kind of this. I like this because they're spreading themselves out and not super committed to just this extremely messy situation in Sector 4. They're kind of taking some of that heat out of sort of the Cold War that they've got going on there in Sector 4. And I think by doing that, you sort of ease the tension a little bit. Obviously, he's left a bunch of ships in the gate on top of the yellow player's city, so I'm sure it's probably not going to ease the tension very much. But I think quite often, for me anyway, there's a natural tendency to want to, if there's a big bulk of ships near you, and you've got a big bulk of ships, you just want to keep building up and sort of protecting your space, and they'll keep building up and protecting their space. I think a good way to kind of alleviate that is to just kind of go somewhere else, especially if the spot's open and you can get there easily, because it, one, eases the tension, and two, it just gives you another option, so that if you do get completely bombed, you're going to have sort of another. You're diversifying your portfolio, I guess, is if you're one of those types of people. Next, yellow surpassed with construction 6. And they're also going to do some moving with some ships. They're moving into the arrow 4, and then they're going to build a city and a starport. So they're going to consolidate their forces in that sector. And we're going to take the initiative. Okay, so yeah, I think it's no-brainer here. We're going to lead the construction 4. We're going to declare the warlord. Love it. Okay, so we're building a ship in that sector 6C, 6 crescent. And now we're going to start getting some starports down. So starport in arrow 6, and then another ship in arrow 6. I think this is good. It's nice as well because it's sort of, now that red is kind of moving in to this space as well, just sort of having a bit of numbers here, because we've got a bit of pressure. We definitely have a lot of pressure coming from Sector 2, and now if red's wanting to move up into Sector 5, it's not so much that we're protecting anything. We don't have, I mean, we've got a bunch of ships. They're kind of spread around a little bit, so that we don't have a big bulk that we're worried about just losing all our ships in one go. What you kind of do have, though, is there's opportunity here. And the thing with this game, I've found anyway, is having ships nearby where there's potential for blow up is quite useful, because then you can go in and mop up, or you can sneak in and, you know, pick up the scraps. And quite often there's a lot of value in doing something like that. And seeing the way that the white player's been playing this game, you know, they might look at this move as, well, you've just moved into my sector, and so if they go into Hex 5, then we're right there with ships ready to do something as well. So it's sort of protective, but also opportunistic as well. Red's going to pivot. The administration 1. They're going to tax the yellow city in gate 4. So just what we were saying before, they're able to get an agent or capture a little dude. They're going to get themselves a relic. Yellow is going to pivot with the aggression 1. So this is the other good thing about leading this 4, is 4 of construction. Everyone's played their construction cards as well. So yeah, they're not getting a huge amount of building value out of our lowly played construction card. Yellow's going to pivot and secure the spacing unions. So that's something to look out for. Yellow now is going to have an extra turn. We're not hugely worried about yellow. They're pretty blocked into Sector 4 at the moment, and they're blocked by the red ships in Gate 4. They're blocked by the red ships in Gate 5, and they're blocked by white ships in Gate 2. So they really can't get to us at all. So them having an extra action is actually, in a way, good for us. It's going to put a bit more pressure on the other two players, which is surrounding them. And other players having conflict with one another is just always going to be pretty good for us. White is going to surpass with the construction 1. So that's unfortunate that they have that. They're going to repair their starport. Oh, so that's all they could do. So looking here, what do we got here? Just get rid of my hand for a sec. They have built all of their ships, and they obviously have they're not sitting in any slots to build more cities. So this is sort of what I was talking about before. Ideally they would have another, I mean even if they had another starport it wouldn't matter really, because they've built all their ships. So it's unfortunate for them, but they kind of need to play it to grab the initiative. So pretty unfortunate spot there for white. Good for us. Right, white's going to take the initiative. They're going to lead with the admin 6. I believe this will be... No, the 7 hasn't come out yet. So this isn't the highest admin card. Oh, I better put my hand back. Here we go. Boom. So white is leading the admin 6. They're going to tax the white city, so their own city, to gain a weapon. Remembering that they are the agitator. They're going to also tax for a relic. So, what are we doing here? We are pivoting. So we're pivoting here with the 5 of construction. I guess looking at our hand, the thinking is obviously we can't surpass. So we're either copying to tax, at which point we can tax a fuel, which could be an option. It could be nice. Not a huge fan of doing that just because, I mean, it will be protected, but then we'll have one unprotected as well. So I think the pivot to construct here is to get a city out, just so that we open up a few more slots, or one more slot, so that if we then tax later, we can move that fuel into a slightly safer slot. With the fact that Warlord has been declared, it's looking like a lot of players, you know, we've been building up the early half of this chapter, but we are quickly coming into the second half of the chapter, and we can see that obviously white has all their ships out, so they're going to be looking to be doing some damage very, very soon. And so we want to, I guess, make sure that what we have is a little bit more protected. So I think getting a city out here is fine. We also just we need to start getting some cities out. This is all part of sort of the plan of getting a bit more set up for the next round as well. So we're going to build a city on the Psionic. Yeah, I like this. Red's going to copy, and they're going to secure the call to action, taking themselves an extra card here. So it looks like red and yellow are going to have extra cards this round. Red having an extra card we don't like as much, but I think looking at the board texture, yes, we are winning on points. I just don't know how threatening we are. Red is going to... Are they copying? And then they secure with the relic. And then they're going to tax another relic. And then yellow is going to also copy, and they're going to tax a relic as well. And get themselves an extra fuel using their fuel drinker power. So yellow's got a fair few resources there now as well. Which again, I think that comes back to that looking threatening thing here. Oh, I think we're turtled up we don't have any cards in the court. We just have a measly fuel. It is pretty unprotected, which I don't love. Obviously, we've got the loyal keepers as well, which could be seen as a bit of a target, but also the loyal cards are just the 3 keys. It's so hard to steal. Like, if you're wanting to get 3 keys, you're sort of wanting to roll 4 to 5 dice, 4 to 5 raid dice. And if you're rolling 4 to 5 raid dice, you're probably doing, I don't know, anywhere up to 3 to 4 damage to yourself, if not more. And with this, just with this board texture, like, everyone is pretty strong. Like, we're not all sparsely spread out. We're very clustered together. We have a lot of ships on the board. There are literally no trophies at the moment, which is pretty interesting, especially with Warlord being declared. So it is very much that calm before the storm. It's eerily quiet out there in the Reach, but I think that's about to change. Okay, White has held the initiative. They're going to lead the Administration 7. Okay, not what I was expecting. So they're keeping this going. They're getting some more resources here. They're gaining themselves a weapon. I guess for them, this is the defense, right? Because they have this huge, massive ships, but there's actually not any downside to rolling. Interesting, they have mirror plating. To rolling the red dice, because an intercept is only going to do at the moment 2 damage. And, initially, to start this round, and something that I actually didn't really pick up on until right now, is that massive ships was a prime target. And maybe if I'd noticed that, I could have done something a little bit different here. Yeah, it's an interesting one. Because what I potentially could have done is use the fuel moved in and just used 4 red dice. I probably would have got two rolls in, and that would have done a huge amount of damage with 2 ships. I think I actually quite like that play. But that being said, now he's got a little bit of defense up. I should probably update my card situation here. Okay, well, yeah, that's something to think about, really. It's one of those things with the agitator where it's so hard to remember, especially when you're playing a few different games. You just see a big mass of ships and think, oh, I can't attack that, because if I roll an intercept, I'm totally screwed. Okay, so he's going to tax another weapon, so he's got a little bit of defense there, but again, if we roll one of the red dice, then it will get rid of one of those weapons, and then he's only intercepting for 1, and another intercept he's going to lose that too. We are going to copy. What do we use to copy? Looks like we use the 5. We're going to influence the Elder Broker. Okay. I suppose our thinking here, we've only got the 7 left. Our thinking, I guess, is that we want to get a fuel and a material. It's project build up. And if we get a fuel and a material, it's going to help towards Tycoon. So it's going to help us score as well. If we gain the Elder Broker, because obviously we can pop it to get those 3 resources. So yeah, not a bad option. The only problem with this is that there is risk that another player blocks you, and especially with 2 players going after, it's not ideal. That being said, a 7 has been led, so I know that no one can surpass and put more down, because that's the main concern. If you're only putting one agent down, I know for myself, if I have 2 pips to put 2 agents down and I can see that there's only one out there of another player, I'm thinking to myself, well, this is a free captive, and it immediately makes that card more juicy. So I don't love putting one agent out unless I know that I'm going to quickly be able to secure the card. And so this makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable because there are 2 players after me and I'm not going to have the initiative. Although I do know, I mean, the red player is most likely probably going to seize the initiative here as well because they have the extra card. So we know, there's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 turns before we get to secure this Elder Broker with our last action. But I do know that we're kind of thinking, we've got the 7 of aggression. It's only 1, aggression pip. So really, we're only going to get 1 attack anyway. So let's go for the high upside, get a card play, and basically get a card secure, maybe score second on Tycoon, and not worry too much about Warlord, is I guess what I'm thinking here. But yeah, it is risky. Red is going to copy. So red is the noble, something that I didn't think about just now in that analysis, and the noble is obviously able to influence twice when they pivot. So I think if I'd thought of that, I probably wouldn't. I don't think that putting a man on the Elder Broker is the best play. They're going to influence the Galactic Bards though, thank goodness. And then they're going to secure. Okay, so they've Psionic Relict to grab the Galactic Bards. Really, really nice card for them. So basically they can declare things when they surpass or pivot. So whenever they play a face-up card, basically they can declare. And when they declare, they get to pick up cards. So this is a dream card for them. And then of course they're going to influence the Elder Broker. Yeah. So yeah, I think that was a mistake by me. I think the better play. What would you do? I mean, pivoting to aggression. There's not a huge amount that we could do. You could probably do a move. Maybe move into white and just bomb. But yeah, I don't love it. So I think there weren't many good options. Maybe just taxing for a psionic was probably the play. Yeah. Okay. Yellow pivoted with mobilization 5. Oh, and then they're going to use the spacing union on the mobilization 5, and they're going to influence the construction union. Very nice. See, if I'm going to pivot to influence, the way that yellow has done it here is a much better situation because you're the last player to act. Everyone's gone before you, and then you can just sweep in and go, well, I can just take my pick out of the construction union or the mining interest. Either or is nice for me. White is going to lead with the aggression 2. Okay, here we go. Here we go. So we apparently have 2 cards left. So I've obviously done my... Apologies, friends. It looks like I have my hand order wrong. And we should still have the 5 available to us. So that's nice. We'll change that. Boom. Okay. Well, that changes things. It definitely makes, I think, influencing the Elder Broker even worse. I think we should have definitely just taxed for a fuel. That's okay though. So this very much changes things in that we now have 3 aggression pips basically, because we know we can seize the initiative here and then use both of the aggression pips from our 5. So what is the plan? What I'm thinking now is, do we go hit that terrifying white city, get rid of his relics and sort of be happy with that? Or, and I think what might be the play that I do is hit red. I mean, he screwed us over, so we got to exact our revenge. Not really. It is a way. That always has a small part. If you're sort of, it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other on what you want to do. If someone's kind of been mean to you recently, it's sort of like, well, let's just do that then. I think the better move is to. The question is the 5 the best red card? It may not be. Well, let's see what the white player does. So they are going to move. Okay. So they're moving. Here we go. They're moving up into 5 hex, and they're going to battle with red in 5 hex. Okay. They're going to roll pretty poorly, but they have these secret torpedoes. Oh, wow. It's a very strange reroll. They're only going to take 1 hit though. They're going to deal 3. What a weird set of rolls. They're going to damage the white ship and destroy a couple of red ships. So the first question to me then is, do we play the 7, seize the initiative, and then do our 2-5 actions? I think we do. I think that's probably the best play. The problem with that, we don't necessarily want to spend our fuel, just because at the moment we're scoring Tycoon 2nd place, which is 3 points, and it's, that's 3 points doesn't sound like a lot, but it's chunky, especially early. And I think, if we are wanting to get a win in round 3, chapter 3, and we're thinking about the point spread here, the next round we're going to be looking at 6, 5, 4 point markers. If we can get all our cities out and score 2 of those, that's 10, 20 points. And so if we can get to, 9 or 10 points, I think we can quite happily target that 27 point total in the next round, or get very close. I just think, you kind of want to get, if you're trying to rush the game, I think you really want to get to about 10 points after the first 2 rounds. So we don't want to sacrifice those points just to make sure we win Warlord. Because again, winning Warlord, yes, 4 points is great, but if we just hold on to a fuel and we get ourselves 3 points for basically doing nothing and having a good setup for the next round, it's quite a strong argument, and we might just be able to easily get 2nd place Warlord anyway for another 2 points, which is going to get us 5 points total. It's going to get us to that 10 point mark. So that is an option. The problem is that if we play the 7, there's not really anything that we can do without spending the fuel. We can play the 7, move 2 ships into that psionic 5 hex planet, destroy Red City, outrage psionic, which is, we not at that point would have outraged 3 resources. But again, we're the rebel. This is what we do. we take 2 trophies. So now we're competitive on trophies. We've got a weapon, a fuel, and a material potentially next round, which we could then spend to do a little bit more attacking, and maybe even raiding. Like if we, because one option is we raid yellow. That's 2 fuel right there. Is there any way we can get the mining interest? I don't think so. Yeah, I think I like trying to get the Elder Broker, and just spending the fuel. It looks like we're going to play the aggression though. I can understand this move. It might also just be the best aggression card, although people tend to save their aggressions to the end, and we can see that the 6 has definitely not been played yet. So the 6 should be out there. Okay, so we're going to surpass with the aggression 5. Let's see where we go here. Yeah, looks like we're going to move out and down into gate 6, and then using the sprinter drives, we're going to shoot on into 5 hex. Oh, and we can steal the galactic bars, so that's nice too. Yeah, okay. We're going to roll 2 red dice and 2 orange dice. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think that's okay. Yeah, I think that's a good split. Obviously, we don't roll any keys, so that's not ideal, but we do do enough to destroy the ship that's in there and the city. So just like that, we get ourselves 4 trophies. And with everyone having, well, I guess red and yellow have 3 cards left, but everyone's getting low on cards. I think having 4 trophies is strong, and we know we've got 1 more combat to do. We're going to take 2 hits ourselves. Red destroyed blue ship. We suffer psionic outrage. We get the ransack the Elder Broker. Okay, what's Red going to do here? They are going to pass with the aggression of 3. They're going to declare Tyrant. Yeah, that's nice. That's very good for them. And they get the Prison Wardens. Oh, so nice. So Prison Wardens is, I think, the worst of the 2. So there's the Prison Wardens and the Court Enforcers. I think the Court Enforcers is much stronger because it's the one where you can use aggression to, or battle pips to take agents off the board, which is really nice. But again, Prison Wardens, any weapon card is nice. They're going to battle yellow in gate 4, do 2 hits of damage, so it's a good roll, and get themselves a trophy. So they now have 2 trophies, so it's 2, 1, and 4, so we're still winning there. And then they're going to move from gate 4 to arrow 4. Okay, gate 4 to arrow 4. Interesting. Okay, I guess maybe they're thinking they can tax. Although it looks like they've probably got Tyrant shored up. Maybe they're worried about it. Yellow's going to copy with a card. They're going to move a bunch of ships into 4 Crescent. They're going to grab the Construction Union. Oh no, they're going to secure the Construction Union with their relic. Man, so everyone's going to have heaps of cards at the end of this round. They're going to battle red and Crescent 4. They're going to roll poorly. And that'll do it. And we get to take the initiative. Huzzah! So now we can lead with the aggression 7, which is really nice because it means no one can surpass. With our last card, everyone else has extra, well, the red and yellow players are going to have an extra action here. We're going to discard the Elder Broker, getting ourselves some juicy resources. The best thing about this is we are now winning Tycoon. That's 5 points, baby. And then we can just do a sneaky rebel special battle. I love doing this. You've got one tiny ship in with a mass of other ships, and you can just roll 3 red dice, you know, He's got the, what has he got? He's got the mirror plating. So we're going to take an intercept. We're going to die, but that's fine. It's just kamikaze, baby. And we roll extremely well. Do 5 damage, we take 1. Obviously we're going to... oh yes, the intercept is only going to do 2 damage because it's the agitator. He's also going to lose a weapon. So yeah, this is a perfect setup for us. And we get to... So he's going to destroy one of our ships, obviously, the ship that we have, but we get to destroy 3 ships. Oh, so good. This is what Rebel is all about. And just like that, we've probably locked up Warlord. It's close. Red might be able to do something about that. No, they're not. Yeah, I think we'll lock that up. They're going to copy. They are going to just battle. In 4C, they're going to roll insanely well. Deal 3 hits. Destroy 2 ships. That's not great for us. A little bit scary. Bit of pressure on. But still, they would need 5 trophies. Yeah, I just don't think that's doable. Yellow's going to copy all the card here. They are also going to attack. We're basically going to attack back. They roll extremely well. Oh, fireworks at the end. And they're going to get themselves 3 trophies, which is just hilarious. White is going to pivot with the mobilization. And they are going to move from gate 2 to arrow 2. Oh, just 1 ship. Okay. So that'll do it for us. Red and yellow have 2 extra turns. Yeah, I think... I mean, it probably depended on the types of cards that Red had here, but I guess they know they're going to win Tyrant, so that's their guaranteed 3 points. What am I saying? I guess my argument is, could they have won Warlord? I don't know that they could have. And so there's not a huge amount of benefit in doing these attacks, although it looks like he's just doing blue dice attacks, so it's not like it's doing any damage to himself. He might have just been in that position where that was all that was afforded to him. I think I was quite lucky at the end there, where I was able to just lead all my high red cards, and people just had to kind of copy. He's now going to lead the Administration 2. Looks like he's going to do some undoing. It's kind of tricky when people undo. I should update my hand. Doop. Fade. Oh yeah. He's undoing again. Okay, he's going to tax the yellow city. Getting a relic. He's going to tax gate. Get a fuel. He's going to rack up these captives. It's kind of not ideal that Tyrant's been declared. He almost probably would have preferred not to, but I guess he wants to be declaring things, so probably just had to. He's repairing a red ship, and he's influencing the admin union. Cool. Yellow's going to copy all the card here. They are going to get themselves a relic. Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah, they're going to get a relic and then get fuel with Insatiable, which is annoying for us because now instead of winning Tycoon, we get 2nd place. But still, 2nd place, 3 points. Looks like we're going to get Warlord as well. So getting 7 points this round is really, really good for us. So looking at the final setup here, we go into Chapter 3 with 13 points. This is great for us. Really good opportunity here to be able to basically score 14 points next round. So obviously if we've got 6, 5, 4, we could get the, like, even if we got the 5 and, or let's say say we got the 5 and the 4, we're able to win one of those, and we have both cities out. That's 10 points, and then we just got to win, or at least get 2nd in the other 2, or win one of the other 2, and we win the game. So that's the plan, and we go into the round looking pretty strong on the board as well. Red and yellow have gotten into a massacre situation. Red, unfortunately for them, got attacked by white as well. White is still looking extremely threatening, but they've kind of just sat there. I'm guessing they probably just didn't have the cards last round, and I think because that outraged weapons, I can't imagine there was a huge amount that they'd be able to do if they didn't have many aggression cards. So I think we probably got a bit lucky there. Yeah, I think we're in a really good position. We don't have all our ships in one spot, which again I think is quite nice. I actually don't like. Obviously, the rebel downside of only being able to move 2 ships at a time is annoying. But I think having all your ships in one big cluster, as I think red and yellow are kind of maybe finding at the moment, is you're just so vulnerable. I think red was unlucky that they got attacked at both ends, because I did really like their play of moving out into Sector 5, but they just, they happened to get hit by both players. Yeah, I think we're looking good. We've got all our resource slots filled up. We've obviously outraged a lot of things, but we have the loyal keepers offsetting our relic outrage, but we will have to remember that we can't spend materials or psionics. But yeah, I think we're in a good spot here. Thank you for following along, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.